I guess that's working. Cool. I believe we are live. Hey, Okies Eden, what is up with you? Okies live, or Okies Eden, don't forget to like the live. Thank you. Got a few things to cover. This morning, or this afternoon actually, regarding tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., 9:45 for me. I'll go live at 9:45, but then at 10 a.m. is going to be Chef Zed. Her details will be in the description at the bottom. And then from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time will be Nicole's recipes. So those are the two that have responded, agreed to come on the live under the collaboration. I thought I had 4 originally, but at some point you have to do a cutoff. I've contacted through text, through email, through on their content about getting back to me. I've heard nothing back, so I'm going to call it just because I don't want to get to tomorrow morning and then all of a sudden have to plan for 2 more people. There's got to be a cutoff in most things. So the cutoff happened. It'll be just 2 of us, me and 2 other content creators tomorrow, which is fine. That'll give me a chance to play with the whole concept a little bit and perfect it. I will be doing one next week also, probably Tuesday, and I'll see if I can line some more people up for that one. But so tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. is going to be Chef Zed for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then after her will be Nicola's recipes. And then that will be the live. I might stay after if anybody has any questions or whatever. Or if one runs over, they can run over. That's fine. If the 2 people, they knew who they are, if they want to be part of next week's live, that's fine. It won't happen this week. Like I said, just because I have to have a cutoff time. And so I figured at noon today, Central Standard Time. I have not heard back. I've tried contacting them. I'm not going to keep trying. If you do want to be part of a content creator live stream on my channel next week, hello, Gloobercat. So if you're a content creator and want to be on a live next week, try to get your channel name out there so people can come and ask questions. I can ask you questions. You get a chance to talk about your channel. It'll probably be next Tuesday. Email me at okieseden@gmail.com. okieseden@gmail.com. If you email me in time, I can try to fit you in that live. And then I'll just take first come, first serve. We'll do 2, 3, or 4 people at a rip. So tomorrow, like I said, will just be 2 people. As you come on, if you don't mind, if you double tap your screen, would you like the live? I would appreciate it. I know I'm a little bit early. I had some downtime, so I got some stuff done. While I am waiting, because I do like dad jokes, I love me a good dad joke. My math book that I had from high school is unhappy because it has too many problems. I am currently reading a book on anti-gravity. I just can't put it down. How does NASA organize a party in outer space? They plan it. Why was the broom late? It overswept. Why was the baby strawberry crying? Its parents were in a jam. That's 5 or 6 jokes. So I just wanted to get a few of those in. So that's it on tomorrow morning's live. Next week, probably Tuesday. Depending on what country you're in, I'm doing a morning because Chef Zed and Nicola are, I believe, Nigeria and Italy. So they're 5-6 hours ahead. So I didn't want to do an afternoon, late afternoon one and have them up till, midnight or 1 a.m. in the morning, trying to do a live stream. So I'm going to start it early. Now, Chef Zed, I'm sorry. One of the reasons I started Okies Hustle was for YouTube growth. So with that said, I told people I was running a test on my Okies Eden channel. I'd use that as kind of my test kitchen. So I ran a test, not using any of the search engine optimization or SEO. It was about rain. We had some rainstorms the other day. So all I did was, it was a 1-word title, 2-word description, 1 hashtag, and that hashtag was Okies Eden. No tag words, no keywords, no nothing, no pinned comment. And I just wanted to see how that would do without, now it's a short, so they're done a little bit differently, they're pushed differently. So I just want to put that out there. So it went out last night at 7 o'clock. It ran last night at 7 p.m. In the first hour or two, I don't have the analytics sheet. I can print it later. I had 25 views on it. So I'm like, well, that makes sense because I didn't even really push it. I just basically planted it there to be released at a certain time and let it go. It is now approaching 900 views. So, with that said, anybody that knows me, I've talked about this before on Okies Hustle and some of my other videos, on my long form videos especially. If you remember science class years ago, and they talked about the pillars. Hey, Chef Zed, how you doing? The pillars of science, 2 of the pillars are observability, and can you repeat it? Repeatability. So now that I've done a short with no SEO, it's still not doing as good as my other ones where I use the search engine optimization, but it is doing very well even without it. So in order to make a really good decision and give a really good opinion on it, I ran a second one. So tomorrow afternoon or evening, you'll see, let's say Monday. So tomorrow night, Tuesday, July 8th, you're gonna see another video of mine. It's a short. So I wanted to compare apples to apples. It's a short video with the only SEO stuff in it is my hashtag Okies Eden. It's a 1-word title, 2-word description, no other hashtags, no keywords, no pinned comment. It's just going to run. Now I can see after 2 runs, does SEO make a big difference as far as video shorts, YouTube shorts. I know it does have an effect on long videos, it does. Only because they don't push the long videos like they do the short videos. YouTube is very pushy. They really try to get your short videos out there. They made a lot of changes. They wanted it to be kind of, I guess, TikTok-ish. They wanted to get those short videos out. So that one video right now, I was shocked. This morning, I think I woke up one time last night, I was at 150 views. I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. For no SEO data, I'm like, that's really good. Well, then I just checked just before I came on, and it's at almost 900 views before 24 hours. So that's why I have to do a repeat. I have to repeat it. I got to see, is it a one-off? Is it the exception to the rule but not the rule? Or can I run another video, apples to apples, tomorrow night and see if it flops or does really well. So tomorrow, when I get into Wednesday, Thursday, I'll do another short because I try to do them. The shorts on Okies Hustle, I try to do quickly because if I see something in the algorithm that can help somebody, hey Natty, how you doing? Then I'm going to tell you. So I think with this data right now, I'll know more Wednesday, Thursday after that second short runs. I'm not so sure search engine optimization has much to do with a short. I wanted to run the short first because I know shorts are pushed differently by YouTube. I know that. Then, once I get rolling, I'll try it on a couple long form videos. But I wanted some data on short first, and then I could go from there. Chef, I went and saw your collaboration announcement for tomorrow. I think you put Okies Hustle. I apologize. It is on. It's going to be on the Okies Eden. The live collaboration is going to be on the Okies Eden site. And I think you might have put Okies Hustle. I don't know if you want to change that or not. I don't think it matters because they're going to see your live come up. They're going to see your announcement and they're going to see the live go on. And I know Nicola got back to me. She said, yes, she'll be able to come on at around 11. So it's going to be Chef Zed at 10 o'clock from 10 to 11-ish. And then Nicola's recipe is going to come on from 11 to 12. Okay, you can if you want. I think it's going to be fine because, look at it. I mean, come on. I have 420 subscribers and I have almost 100 on my other channel. So I'm big time now. People know Okie. I mean, it doesn't matter. You could put Okie whatever and they're going to come to my page because I'm famous. They're putting poles all around. They're putting power poles. They're building houses around Oak. I'm just kidding. So anyways, we'll have 2 tomorrow. Like I said, I've tried to contact the 2 others I thought were going to be part of it. I've not heard back. So I had to have a cutoff time, which I put in my mind at noon today, high noon. So if they want to be on next week's live, they can be. I know things happen. Things get busy. People have things happen in their lives. They don't check their email. They don't get their text right away. That's cool. I have no problem with that. I'm not mad about it. It is what it is. So it'll be better anyways, I think, because this will give us a practice run. Because this is the reason Chef Zed and Nicola are the first 2, just so everybody knows, is they were the first 2 I really talked about, other than Allison, that I talked about doing. Oh, more than 420? Okay, last I knew I was 420. I'll have to go back and check. I don't look that much. I look at analytics. I don't look at my numbers. I saw 420 yesterday. I haven't looked since. I was out in the garden all morning. But thank you, Natty. I didn't realize that. So see what I mean? I mean, I don't even have to be on YouTube, and Okies is just boom, boom, boom. I mean, he's exploding everywhere. Nobody even understands. I mean, I'm just like, I'm the new trend. Okies Eden is the trend. Mark it down. Anybody that knows me knows I'm joking. I'm so full of it. That was a big BS statement. I'm just a country boy, redneck from Oklahoma. Anyways, with that said, yeah, I was out in the garden all morning, took some really good footage. I think I got some really good videos. I did some pollination, some manual pollination of my plants. Really cool stuff. Those videos will pop tomorrow or the next day. Oh, wow, 427. All right, Natty. Natty's going to be my, she's not only the, what do they call her? She invented she's the ninja to, what is it called? Block Island. She's the Block Island ninja. And now she's going to be my station manager. Because when I get to 500, everybody look out. When Okies gets to 500, all bets are off. Ninja mode. So anyways, so that'll be tomorrow. I'm going to do another community post in a short that's going to talk about the live next week. So if I have a few people that want to come on, I'm also going to contact a couple people and hopefully they'll want to come on. I'm going to try to get hold of Little Texas. I would like to have him on as a collaborator. I really want to check. I want to talk to him live and get him on. And then there's a couple other people I would like to have on. I'm going to contact. But I'll put it out there because Little Texas does all of his cooking in an air fryer. I have an air fryer oven, a Gourmet, but he does his in the basket style. And he's honest about it. If it comes out good, he raves about it. If it comes out like garbage, he ate that beef kidney the other day, and he said it was horrible. He's honest about it. He doesn't just say, oh no, it was delicious. Like I cooked it, it's gotta be delicious. But yeah, Natty, yes, the air fryer. So anyways, so that's on that one video. I got 873 views with absolutely no information, just a one-word title and a two-word description. And like I said, I have another one running tomorrow. I'll watch the analytics on that over the next day or two. Then I'll do another short live on probably Thursday, just announcing those analytics. So if people are wondering, I want to get that information out to them because I want this to be a conduit for people to grow. And if we're spending hours worrying about, is my short going to do okay? Understand this. If you understand nothing else about YouTube, read up on it, and you'll find out YouTube pushes the shorts different from your long forms. They just push, push, push. Hey Roy, how you doing? Because they want it to be TikTokish, so they really are pushing the shorts. And exactly, Natty, it gets you shorts. It does nothing for your time. None of the time on the shorts count. It does get you subscribers, and it does help with your views, but it does not get you time. And I understand that. I understood that going in, even when I did all my short jokes. I know that. I was just doing that because I was enjoying myself while I was waiting for my garden to grow. I had that, you have that time frame 2 or 3 weeks before things start to sprout. And I had other things I could do, but I'm like, well, I'm just gonna run in, I'll just do a bunch of dad jokes. And I'll do some more of those. But I've kind of put those in the back burner for now because now the garden is in full harvest mode, plus my second planting especially. If you tag your video to it, yes. That's what I do. So what I do is, what I'm learning is, Natty, thank you for that. What I've been doing is, as I edit my videos, I always make a couple segments in there that can be broken out into shorts, the short videos. And then I'll run the long video, the short like 5 minutes after, the short's gonna push harder, then I attach them to the long video. So people will come in and watch the short, and then hopefully jump over to the long video afterwards. So yes, Natty, you are correct. I think anyways, I agree with you. Or to be more professional, as I need to be, I concur. But, so that's where we're at. And then like I said, I'll run that other video tomorrow. It's a short, and I'll see what happens. I'm sure this other one, the way it's going, I think it's gonna break 1,000, which wouldn't surprise me, and that's fine. I didn't care, because I don't really care about the shorts. They're my test kitchen. But like now I said, I'm gonna try to do one. I'm gonna give it a couple of weeks because as I've narrowed the niche, I'm gonna do the gardening stuff, and then I'm going to do 1 or 2 videos that are long form that I won't put much SEO information in. And I'll see how it does. Because I know when you get to a certain point, in my opinion, when you get to a certain point in growth, a lot of your growth and a lot of the way it's being pushed out there depends on a lot of the interaction between you and your other YouTube collaborators and friends and subscribers. So if you have a lot of people watching that are your subscribers and commenting and liking, it gets pushed more. It shows more interest, so on and so forth. So at some point, I think the SEO becomes it becomes harder to judge how much SEO affects your channel. Like I've said before, like take Mr. Beast, for example. If he could put a video out there tomorrow with absolutely nothing in the title, nothing in the description, no tags, no nothing, it could be blank. He would get millions of views because he's got millions and millions and millions of subscribers. They know his product, they know what he's putting out, they're going to watch it. So I think at a certain point, the SEO doesn't matter as much. Now, if you start to tank and you start to lose viewers because you're being lazy and just putting garbage out there, I think then the SEO can help bring you back. But I think once you get to a certain point, if you have so many interactions, I think that in a way, that kind of trumps SEO in a way, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You're right, Natty, I did that. So, there was a couple people out there, I watched them. There were a couple, I forget his name. There was a couple of the gurus out there, and they said they said to run 3 to 5 shorts a day, and that'll get you out there. People will be viewing you, blah, blah, blah. I tried 3 a day. I was doing 3 a day for like a week. I did it in a 5-day period. So I did 15 videos in one or 2 days. I edited them and everything and scheduled them. I was getting, 1 to 2,000 views. And by the second day, everything plummeted. Because, they got 3, now they got 3 of your videos. You might get somebody watch one, you might get others that watch the second, you might get somebody watch. You're kind of dividing your time, in my opinion. I did not get any mileage at all on them. And then I went back to 1 a day, and it did much better. So I agree, or I concur, madame. Hopefully tomorrow you guys will get a chance, if tomorrow night and Wednesday, hopefully you'll get a chance to go watch a couple of my videos. That live I did this morning, if you guys watch that, the greenery, the garden right now where I was setting, that was the original seating area for the Okies Eden when I came up with that concept. It is, those pumpkin plants are 3-4 feet high. I mean, I check for snakes every time I go in there because that's a great environment for snakes. So, I'm very careful about that. I know in Oklahoma you got to watch out for snakes. So I do. I'm really aware because we've had a couple of rattlers with neighbors around here. So I'm very careful about that. Yes, Natty, they did. The thunderstorms they just exploded. But like I said in that video, and I'm explaining it more, and I did a couple long form videos. I'm editing them now after this. I have them loaded, I just have to work on them. Where I'm actually going through, I've removed the cucumber plants, some of them. I've removed some of the ones that aren't producing of the pumpkin plants. Did a whole bunch of things. Hey, Gaming Zoo. I have no idea what that word is. It almost sounds like, what is that song? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's what that word looks like. Frankenstein pumpkins, it's alive, yeah. So, the more I learn about the pumpkins and stuff, and I should have known this because I know about pollination from apple trees and from cucumbers and just pollination in general. But if they're not being pollinated properly, you're not going to get as big a crop. And I haven't seen, a lot of bees, as many bees as I would like this year. I was hoping to have more bees and more butterflies. So I've been doing some manual pollination. So I went through manual pollination, and then I even asked people to, you'll see in the video, I talked about turning the lights down and putting some romantic music on. So Natty, you'll probably get a kick out of that. And then I actually did some music. I did the wow, wow music. So Gaming Zoo was timed out. Okay, Natty. Yeah, he was definitely a TROLL. So you're going to see that tomorrow. But yeah, manual pollen. I went over the male and the female, the stamen and the pistil, all that from biology class. But it is important in growing. It really is. It's you need to if you're going to grow a garden and you're going to grow things that require pollination, you have to understand the biology behind the male and the female parts of the plant, the stamen, the pistil, pollination. You just have to. If you don't, you're not going to have as much success. It's no different in life. You need to understand the birds and the bees, basically. And that's not just being a wise guy. It's the birds and the bees, literally, to get the plants to produce properly. And I even mentioned it in the video, those baby pumpkin plants, when they're a tiny plant and that flower comes off that plant, that pumpkin is basically the ovary. It really is. I'm not trying to be, scientific or nothing, but that's basically considered, and you read up on the science behind the pumpkin plants, that's considered the ovary. And then you take the pollen from the male flower to the female, and then that helps basically fertilize and pollinize the plant, and then that pumpkin should grow. And I actually took pollen, you'll see I have it on the brush, I got the pollen, because the male flower was open. You go into the stamen, and you'll see there's a lot of ants in there a lot of times, but you'll go inside, you'll see all the yellow pollen that's just powder. You go in with your brush or a Q-tip, or you can actually pull, if you're done with the plant, you can actually break the stamen off and then pick it up and then rub it on the pollen. Be very careful. Then go over to the pumpkin or the cucumber or whatever, where the little flower's coming off, and then just rub that on. That's the female portion now. You're gonna rub that on the pistil. That's gonna fertilize basically the egg. And if you don't have bees, they've said that bee populations have gone down. So if they're not pollinating, you're not going to get production. So that's why it's important to know about manual pollination. And that's where biology comes in. I mean, it's biology 101, it's reproduction. And I touch on it briefly. There's so much more to it than that. That's just the old man learning that from a farmer, education. You can go in the books, it's gonna talk about it more in depth, but that's all you need to know. The male pollen goes on the female part of the plant, and it should take off. So it doesn't always, it may not. So now I'll watch over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and hopefully the couple of pumpkins I did will start to grow. On the other plant, on the other plants, I showed in the video, you'll see, I have 4 or 5 of the very small pumpkins with the flower starting. So when those flowers do open up, I have enough male flowers now that I can take from the stamen. I can get all of that pollen with some Q-tips or my paintbrush, and I'll be able to pollinate 5 or 6 of those pumpkins. Those are the first early pumpkin plants. I still haven't even touched the 10 that are gonna be for my pumpkin patch in October, when I do the live from the pumpkin patch at Halloween. Those I'm gonna babysit more, because this was my first batch I just tried, because I wanted to see how they'd grow in the soil here and in this weather down here, in this heat. So they did really well so far. So once these 10, they're already running. I have a video coming out on that how much bigger they are. I'm running a short in a couple days. You'll see. I did a short the other day. You saw how small they were, but they were fairly large. They're literally now 12, 14, 16 inches tall and falling over, starting to run. So probably in 2 or 3 weeks, I'll have the pallets under them. I will be staking them. I stake each side of the runners of the vines, and that trains them to go in a certain direction where I want them to go. I can keep them up on the pallets, and then that just makes it easier to go in and manually pollinate all of the pumpkins. So that's why I do the pallet thing. A lot of people are like, why are you using, I get messages, why are you using pallets? Number one, it keeps the pumpkins out of the dirt and mud so they don't rot. As they start to change color and start going from yellow to orange, I can grab the pumpkin and gently rotate it, and then go back, and it'll yellow up and then turn orange all the way around equally. So you can manipulate the pumpkin to where you want to help it to change color and to get ready for harvest. So there's a whole bunch of stuff about that, but that's the basics. But yeah, so next year when my apple trees, when they bloom, if I don't have a lot of bees, I'll do a thing on manually pollinating my apple trees. Because with apple trees, a lot of people don't know this. They'll go out and they'll buy 2 apple trees of the same variety. They won't produce much for you. Apple trees, you have to do cross-pollination. Apple trees, peach trees, pear trees, you need to have cross-pollination. So you want multiple varieties. That's why when you go to an orchard, they might have, say they're an orchard of all Macintosh. That's all they make is Macintosh. If you walk around the perimeter, you're going to see them strategically place a lot of times crabapple trees, because crabapple trees are very heavily used in the orchard industry for pollination. They are a great cross-pollinator. So if you just put all Macintoshes, you'll get some, but you're not going to get a great deal. The more you cross-pollinate, the bigger your yield, the better the apples, the better the harvest. So that's why I have a Fuji. I have a, what is it? It's a Fuji and a Gala. And then I have in the spring, early spring, we're going to be planting two 2 other apple trees that are, I forget the name of them. But anyways, we're gonna plant those, and then I'll probably eventually get a crabapple tree for the front of the house. And then I won't have to worry about cross-pollination. They can just go to town. When the bees show up and the butterflies show up, go to town. Next year, I'm researching how to draw in butterflies and bees more. I'm gonna be planting a lot more wildflowers. I don't know if that's enough, so I'm gonna be looking at the science behind trying to draw bees in. We have a couple of beekeepers close to me around the area, but I thought we'd get more, but there must be so many wildflowers that they don't feel the need to come over this way. But I know I need to put they recommend putting a water dish out with rocks in it so that the bees have water to go to. I haven't done that yet. That might be one of the reasons. So that's why next spring, once I have Okies Eden, once I have the trellises up, the vines planted and all of that, I want to do a water feature. And then that's the reason for the water feature is I'm going to see if hopefully that'll help draw bees and butterflies in more and birds. Hey Misty, how you doing? So that's all the craziness here. That's at Okies Eden and Okies Hustle. We are rocking and rolling. A side note to everybody. Has anybody tried, this is, well, nasty, number one, but this is Pepsi. Obviously this isn't a paid, this isn't a paid commercial for them. It is cherry. It is Pepsi with cherry and cream. It tastes like you're drinking, it tastes just like you're drinking a scented candle. I mean, I poured it in a glass, it was here. I'm really struggling to drink this because it literally tastes like I melted a candle, a scented candle, and I'm drinking it. It's disgusting. I mean, every time I take a sip, I just want to, tastes like I'm drinking turtle tank water or, hot dog water or something. I mean, I'm gonna drink it. I will drink it, like me and my son. I don't care what it is. If I paid for it, I will ingest that garbage because I paid for it. I am not dumping it down the sink. I will gag on this thing all day long till it's gone. But anyways, so you just came out of the garden, Misty. What did you get? Yeah, it was supposed to rain here. That's why I didn't plant today. I did the video. It's going to run tomorrow or Wednesday. And I ran the tiller around, and I was going to plant, but I decided not to because they were talking 50 to 60% thunderstorms and heavy rains this afternoon. So I didn't want to plant carrots and all that and then have this, the rows go wonky because the water pushes it everywhere. So I waited, and now it's sunny out there. But I'm still going to wait till tomorrow. Sunburst tomatoes, cool. Cool. I got, I should be ashamed of myself. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to let you watch the video. Wait till you see the harvest I got from 2 of the potato plants behind the picket fences. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to let you watch the video. Yeah, I had to mow. I mowed yesterday. I mowed my entire lawn yesterday. 90% of it was in the rain. Because, I mean, I had fields like this. And it took me a couple hours because I just had to keep pushing and backing up and pushing and backing up. And it was just clogging the mower up. But I had to get it done because it's been raining so much. I wasn't going to wait till tomorrow or the next day because it would have been so high. I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I knocked it down a few levels. If it dries over the next day or two, I can get back out and do it again. Then I'll be all set. No, Natty, I will not do that. I didn't want to mow my own. But I will say, I used to get frustrated with the high grass, but now that I have my garden again, I kind of try to go in kind of a square or a circle with the mower to get it to kind of collect in an area. And then that all goes on my garden, and then I till that in, and then that just decomposes all winter. And that really had a huge impact on my garden this year. as far as loosening the soil. So I have to drink some of that Pepsi, and then I got to get the taste out of my mouth. I have to cleanse my palate with water. Some of you guys weren't here earlier. I did a few dad jokes, so I'm just going to repeat those real quick. So forgive me if you were here and you heard these. My math book from high school is unhappy. It's got a lot of problems. I am reading a book on anti-gravity, and I just can't put it down. How does NASA organize parties in outer space? They plan it. Why was the broom late? It overswept. And last one, why was the baby strawberry crying? Because its parents were in a jam. So, there you go. Those are just ones I've had sitting there for a while. I did run a couple of those in videos a while back, but that's how this mind works. I do gardening and I think of stupid jokes. That's pretty much my life. Yeah, I know, Chef said you do the juicing. So one thing I'm going to do is, once I get back to planting, I'm planting a bunch of beets and carrots because I love beet and carrot juice together. I love beet juice just plain. I love beets just plain. I can roast them or pickle them or whatever. I love beets. Dad jokes loading, yeah. I think I said to you guys the other day, you and Jay, I get all my jokes from the database. Natty, are you going live later? Is anybody here going live later? I watched, I know Misty, Spongy did a, Nicola, hey, just confirming, I'm hoping, I already mentioned it, but I think you're gonna be there tomorrow, I hope. At 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. According to YouTube, you have to have either your cellular device or an iPhone. You can't do it from a computer as far as a collaboration. So hopefully you can do that from your phone. Yeah, it's going to be, yours will be 11 a.m. my time. So whatever that, 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to send you the link. So it'll have, I think it sends you the link. You click on the link. I think it gives you the time and everything. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, anybody that doesn't know Nicola and Chef Zed are going to be the two on the live tomorrow, the collaboration. I've been looking forward to this. Well, I had my grandson when he had to babysit him for didn't have to, but we babysat him for 6 days. And then I couldn't do it then, so I kept saying, well, after the 4th and 5th of July, once all that's over, we can do it. And now we're here, and I'm really excited about tomorrow. I'm hoping it goes off without a hitch. So Chef Zed and Nicola, I'm going to, just so you guys know, I'm going to email you guys later the link again. So we have the exact link. The link will be in your email, Nicola. It'll actually say the live stream link. And then tomorrow what you'll do is once you start getting 10:45 or so, just click on the link. And that's all, it'll bring you in, and then it'll show me that you've clicked on the link, and then all I have to do is click on my screen to accept it. And then that brings you in and it'll go split screen. I did a couple tests with my Okies Hustle and Okies Eden the other day. So I sent my link to my email and then on Okies Hustle, and then I brought it up over there, and then I was over here, and then as soon as I accepted the link, the screen splits, and there I was here and here. Had the same shirt and all that stuff. It was rather funny because it was a split screen with me. One of this is bad enough. You put two of those on a screen, and let me tell you what, you got to tie a pork chop around my neck for the dog to play with me. Yeah, double trouble. I always tell people on this, my dad always said I had a face for radio. Yeah, 11 a.m., Nicola. It'll be 11 a.m. And, yep, Chef Zed's going on at 10 a.m. And then when I'm done talking to her, because you can only do one at a time, then she will leave the live, and then you can click on your link, and then you'll come up into the live. And I double checked that with YouTube, and they said that's the way to do it. So hopefully it works. And then if this all works, then I'm going to do another one next Tuesday and see if I can get some other content creators on there. And just so you guys know, I do have some questions for you, because the way I'd like to do it is you can come on. I'm gonna start at 9:45, so I can talk about, just say, my channel and my nonsense. And then at 10 o'clock, when Chef Zed comes on, she can immediately just give her information on her channel. And then I'm gonna have a few questions. No, they're all easy. They're gonna be questions you're gonna have no trouble with. It's about cooking, it's stuff you do. It's real, they're just softball questions. Believe me, they're so easy. It's just so it's more so the people get to know you. That's all it is. It's based on your channel, from what I know from your channel. That's all it is. You'll be able to answer them, no problem. Because I would not put somebody on the spot with, stupid questions. It's all questions that you can answer very easily, and it's gonna help, just be able to give you, so we don't miss anything. They're ones I've thought about, so if somebody else, if we don't get to a lot of questions, at least you'll have answered them. And then I figured we can then at that point, we can start talking to the audience. If there's people there, they can ask you questions. And you can answer their questions. They can ask me questions, whatever. And then when you're done, the live will close out. I'll thank everybody and move on, and then I'll schedule the one for next week. Like I said earlier, I had 4 I thought were gonna be on, because I thought it was gonna go from 10 till 2. I have not heard anything back from the other 2. I've tried. I've texted, emailed, contacted their pages, everything. I've heard nothing back. So it's you, Chef Zed, and Nicola. So, and that's fine with me, because that's what we had originally talked about, was you, me, and Chef Zed, you, Nicola, Chef Zed, and myself doing a live together. So I think that's pretty cool. Eventually I'm going to check out that StreamYard. There's that app you can get for StreamYard. I've had trouble with that because I just didn't understand it, because I didn't have any time to really look into it, and I had a lot of stuff going on. But once I get the StreamYard down, then that's when we can do our cooking, where Nicola, Chef, and myself can have our cook-off, and I can show them how to really cook. They can learn how to cook from the Eden. They know I'm just kidding, because their cooking is here, mine is down here. I just throw stuff in a pan. So, yep, I'll email you both that link in a little while. As soon as this live is over, I'll email you guys the link, and then we'll go from there. So, I guess with that said, why don't we do this? I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna get that link. I'll send it to you guys, and try to respond. Oh, yeah, Nicola, no. You don't want to learn any cooking from me, believe me. Believe me. I still have trouble with the recipe for ice. So you guys all have a great day. Hopefully some of you guys will be live tonight so I can watch some of your stuff. Natty, I'm not sure if you're going live or not. I love watching you and Jay. That's pretty cool stuff. So I'll see you, and Nicola and Chef Zed, I'll send you that link in about 15-20 minutes. Please respond that you did get it, and then tomorrow when I go live, just make sure you're watching, and then I think you should just be able to click the link. So you guys all have a great day. Stay cool.